Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to review our games. Today I competed in a solo tournament. Today I'm going to be reviewing my games in that tournament, and I'm going to be figuring out what I did right and what I did wrong. I also heard that if you drop a like on this video and subscribe to my channel within the next 10 seconds, tomorrow is going to be one of the best days of your life. Thank you guys for clicking on the video. Hopefully you enjoy. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Kiwiz, bringing you guys another Fortnite Battle Royale competitive video, and today we're actually going to be reviewing some of my games from the Pele Cup. Bro, listen, I don't know how to say it, and I'm probably gonna get roasted, but it is what it is. If you look in the compete tab, you guys will see the Pele. Bro, I should probably look that up. It's a solo cup, and it's very placement based. Obviously, kills are gonna be really big for like the first few games. Then after that, it's pretty much all wins. I'm playing consistent because actually towards the end, when you're in high point lobbies, it's pretty competitive. So we're actually going to be reviewing my games, and I made some mistakes. I also won a game, and also just explaining what I did right, what I did wrong, things like that. So hopefully this will help me and maybe some of you guys prepare for the Atlanta United Cup, which is tomorrow for NA East. You actually have to sign up for this, which is on the Fortnite Epic Games website. I'm just trying to be a better player because genuinely the competitive videos on my channel are doing really good. I love playing competitive. I love competing for fun. I don't really need the money. It's more so just I just want to get better, and I just love the game. So that's kind of what we're doing here. So what you guys are going to see in this video is 3 games. One game is at the start of the tournament where it's kind of dead. Second game is like kind of in the middle, and third game was a pretty high stacked lobby towards the very end. I was kind of nearing top 100. So it was pretty stacked. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure to drop a like. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy Kiwiz, and I'm out. Peace. All right, so this is one of the first games of the whole entire tournament. I actually tried to get a W key game, but actually ended up dying, which is why you guys see I have 27 points right now. So I decided I was just going to play this game out kind of normal. Zone just came in, and what I like to do when zone comes in and I'm on edge, at least in solos, in arena I don't do this. In arena I kind of just go center every single time because I'm bored. But in actual like solo tournaments, and I found this works for me just because maybe I play it differently in my head, but in solos, in the first couple, maybe first 3 zones, I like to stay on edge because the more I go towards the center, more likely I'm going to be fought by some psychopath that I don't want to fight. So yeah, I mean this kind of helps me just save my mats, save my ammo, my heals, and just kind of not get griefed, you know what I mean? It's better to stay on edge, probably on dead side. I'm not really dead side here, but yeah, this worked for me. So zone is closing in here. I didn't get zone, but you guys can see like I'm literally right on edge. So what I'm doing here is I'm late rotating, because why would I early rotate when I can just, because I'm already on a high elevation, just in case anybody rotates under me, I can stay above them. Instead of early rotating, they can build above me. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of keeping my elevation by late rotating. I can build over anybody if I have to. And I can also hold people and kind of focus on like doing damage to other people. So that's something I do a lot. Even in trios, I do that. So yeah, I'm able to just keep my elevation here, which is nice. Nobody was under me, so I guess it doesn't really matter in this situation. But now it's a max pull. Well, it's not a max pull, but it's a pretty far pull. And I have 6 bouncers, which I could use, but I'm in the desert. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually use the shards, which is, I mean, there's only 9 people alive right now. It would be kind of stupid to bouncer. I noticed that guy just rotated, so I'm like, okay, is there anybody under me? Doesn't look like it. So I'm just gonna drop here, grab a shard, and that's gonna literally take me to a free rotate. I'm not gonna run to the right because I know there's some people there. So I'm just gonna run straight through the middle. There's only 9 people, so like this isn't really like a drastic serious rotate. I'm just trying to make sure I stay out of everyone's way. Just kind of sneaking through here, and then what I'm doing is I'm gonna base more towards dead side where there would be less people, which is kind of, I guess, in the center, which you probably don't want to base up center and half, but I only did it here because the sand is here and I can like dip in the sand if I want to rotate, and then I can also refarm this building. So it's really not that big of a deal. There's only 7 people left. Okay, so zone pulls actually to the south. So I'm actually just gonna go in the sand. Nice little easy rotate. Get ahead of everybody so I can look back. I wasn't expecting for the sand to just like shout me out right there. But so right here, I'm just focusing on looking back. I'm ahead of zone. I can just tarp ahead if I want. I have so many bouncers. I don't need to. I don't even think I end up using my 6 bouncers here. I probably should have, like, now that I'm looking back at it, I should have ramped up, got higher elevation. I pretty much just used the shards here to get ahead. I should have went for height here, honestly. I don't know why I didn't. I could have easily cranked up, took height, and beamed pretty much everybody. I think I was just so pissed that I died in my W key game that, yeah, see, I think I tried going for height here, actually. And then I actually look up at height and I beam this guy because I know that he's not really paying attention. And I actually challenge him, which is a pretty smart thing to do in a lobby like this. This lobby isn't really like stacked. I feel like I can probably 1v1 him and beat him. Guy gets broken down and then I hear him bouncer. So I'm thinking he dropped from height, but he's actually still up there. So I'm like, oh, okay, now I gotta fight this guy. So I'm looking for angle. Now he bouncers off. I'm able to get the kill. I save myself from dying to fall damage right here. Thank God. I bouncer. I don't realize if I'm too high or not, or I'm going to take fall damage. And then I actually get mats right here. 500 brick. I don't even think I realized I had mats here. Yeah, I didn't know I had mats. I didn't think I had mats, but I ended up winning it anyway. Well, that was interesting. I had no and that was a good game for me because I had died my W key game. So that brought me back into the game and I was able to kind of go back up into the leaderboards. That was like a beginning game. So now let's move on to the middle game where I actually get a really good solo clutch and end up getting second place. So this game is a little bit more stacked. This is the medium game. This is also where I get a really good solo clutch, at least in the rotate and the placement, which is kind of what I needed. I'm at 66 points here. I need a win to like kind of get into that top 100 range, which is what I want. So right here, it kind of pulls a little far. So I have no mobility, right? There's nothing I can do. I have to walk this, right? So we're just going to kind of just run it as soon as I feel like it's free. I feel like I'm just going to use this wood and also I can go under the hill. See, they're shooting me from behind, which I kind of figured what was going to happen. But I can actually go under this hill because nobody from behind me is going to be able to see me since I'm on a different level. So I can kind of just tarp in right here. And lucky for me, you guys are going to see in a second that I find this big giant thing of metal that I actually use to build a giant base, which is much metal. Very lucky. So I'm using all this metal here to make like a nice little tarp for myself. Nice and chill here. I'm kind of messing up some builds here, but it's all good. I have so much metal, like I'm overbuilding, like I don't really care. Max rotate. Now with this rotate, honestly, I thought it was dead. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I could reuse some bouncers, which is kind of the plan, but relying on other people to use their mobility really sucks. I wish I had bouncers here. Would have made it a lot easier, but actually make it work somehow. So 20 seconds to figure out what I want to do in this rotate. And I'm thinking I want to use somebody's mobility and just recycle like a bounce pad or something. So I'm looking kind of around me, trying to see if anybody's going to use a bouncer or maybe I can get a kill and then they'll have bouncers or something. So I'm kind of just looking for some loot here. I crack that guy. Maybe, no, not going to look like it's going to be a refresh or anything. So I'm just like, okay. Here's a bouncer. I'm going to use that. I get ahead. I get cracked, which is not good. Drop down. Put on a flopper right on the edge of storm. Things aren't looking too good here. I get cucked by this guy who just built above me. And right here, I thought I was dead. I'm dead, but for some way, I survive here. Look at this. Boom. I'm in. Shit. Now I just know I have to overbuild. I'm 10 HP. I got to stay alive. I still have so much more to tarp in. I see that bouncer. But you see, like I kind of second guessed myself right there. Like I changed the direction of where I was tarping to go for the bouncer. But then I realized I'm 10 HP. The bouncer's in storm and I can't grab it. So I actually can't take that. Go back and tarp the normal way. Now I'm just like, okay, now we got a solo tarp. I got to save mats. And that's exactly what we do here. Go up here, block my back, change elevation constantly. Right, and we're about to be in. So now I just need to pop some minis. Solo tarp ahead, box up, maybe look for a refresh, do anything I can. I only have 49 mats here. So this is really bad. I got another max pull. I need a kill here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for this guy to open up. This is my only chance. 88, 25 white, and thank God he dies. Floppers, he has floppers, he has bouncers. This is everything I need. So I pop some flops here. This is a huge clutch. Mess up my builds here. Bounce ahead. Very good. Box up, pop another flopper because I need to do that. Just I have to. I don't want to get one dinked. Bouncer ahead again. Now I'm ahead of everybody.
I'm literally the
Pop
best
another
player
mini
on the planet.
Just tarp ahead, stay away from everybody. I still have 500 metal from that refresh that I got, which is really good. Stay low ground. Make sure I replace all this stuff. There's 4 people left, so I managed to turn nothing into something here, which is really good. So this is way better than I thought it was going to turn out, to be honest with you. So zone actually goes back to where my old builds were. So I'm kind of just like not really building, conserving mats here, you know, trying to see if this player is going to actually walk into my builds. Maybe I'll be able to box him or something. Or I'm also making sure that he doesn't edit these walls, because those walls could be his also. So I'm keeping that in mind as well. But overall, I'm just kind of like, just staying ahead, just tarping ahead, ultimate low ground. I don't really want to fight right now. And right here, I think I get a kill. My aim was kind of atrocious. Now I'm 2 HP. And this is where I kind of I should have picked up those chug splashes right there. But I felt like I didn't want to tick any storm. So I kind of rushed myself out of that. I only have 2 HP here. So I was like, okay, go up for height. There's one guy left. It's a 1v1 situation. And this guy built up. And I don't know. Not much I can really do here. I kind of just panicked right there and ended up dying. But hey, I was happy with that second place. Like, I don't know how I managed to turn that around. So that was a good game. So now let's move on to the final game, which is also a really good game. So this game is going to be a lot more stacked than the other ones. So there's 33 people alive, and the next zone is going to be half and half after this zone. So I'm just using the shards to kind of get ahead, stay away from everybody. I'm going to box up next to these shards because I know boxing up next to these shards is going to give me more rotational options later. In case I don't pull zone, I can just use a shard. So I always make sure to think about that before I base. And if you actually look at my inventory, I have a 0-point fish stacked up just in case I don't get any shards to use in endgame, because there's no shockwaves and there's no rifts. So I have a 0-point fish stacked up just in case, which is really good to have. So if you haven't like any fishing spots or anything by your drop spot, it's good to get a 0-point fish. So right now I'm about to see where the next zone is going, and there's 31 people alive. So it's a little bit more stacked than we're used to seeing here in these past couple of games. So I know I have some shards from when I broke that rock. So here it is. I'm actually going to pop it, and I'm going to early rotate because I want to get ahead so I can look back at more solo players that are going to be rotating late. So I'm just going. I know that people don't really shoot players with the 0-point stuff, so I'm just going ahead. I'm playing height here. I notice there's a player that's actually on that level, so I don't fully commit to it, and I just kind of base right on the side of this hill, which is really good because it actually gives me an angle to look back at the rest of the lobby. So I actually ended up getting a kill because of it, so that's really good. So this is a good example of just looking for some extra points, you know, holding people that need to rotate. This is why you don't late rotate if you don't have mobility, let alone actually even if you do have mobility. And this meta, at least, it's good to not late rotate. If there's people holding you, try to get there as early as possible, or else you're just gonna die, how that guy did. So I noticed that this next zone, I'm marking next zone so I can kind of stay ahead. I'm already ahead a little bit, so what I'm planning on doing is actually using the sand to sand tunnel. Actually, it doesn't work out, by the way, but I have a 0-point fish just in case it doesn't work out. So my plan here is to actually wait and hold people rotating towards me since I'm already ahead. So, and then I'll just be able to get ahead again using either my 0-point fish or the sand tunnel. So here we go, just holding some people, you know, trying to get another point here. All right, so now it's time to rotate. So I'm opening this up. I'm trying to sink into the sand. And what I don't realize is, you know, it didn't work. So I'm going to close this wall, pop my 0-point fish, and then get moving. So I actually get a refresh right here, which is nice. Box that guy, and then get out as quick as possible. And then just 0-point my way all the way ahead of zone. Thank God I didn't get boxed there. Like, now that I'm looking back at it, I easily could have been boxed. But it's all good. Pop a chug splash. Look back at anybody trying to rotate. Do some damage. Maybe get an easy kill. And I see this guy right next to me is spraying. So I was like, I'm just gonna break this metal wall, maybe audio bug him so like he can't see or can't hear me. And I could have been a kill, but it's all good. So zone actually pulls northwest, which is the way that I'm facing, and there's like a ton of people in front of me. So I got to figure out how to rotate around this, which is easy to do in solos if you just change elevation. So that's what I'm gonna do. So you guys are gonna see I'm actually gonna go out to the side here, block out that, go up the elevation, start tarping, Go change another elevation again. So now I'm on a good layer where I feel like there's not that many people. And we do a little bit of a mistake here tarping, but it's all good. So now I'm looking down to see maybe I can get another refresh or another point or something. Maybe get some more loot. I only have 39 AR, so I'm kind of just keeping in mind of everything. 29 shotgun there, just trying to get ahead. I run into this tree. This is the mistake I made tarping. I ran into the tree, not really paying attention. I thought it was a straight shot, but what I didn't realize is it actually kind of curves in a little bit. And there's a guy on height, which is like 1 or 2 layers above me, which is not good. So what I do here is I kind of think about what I'm going to do. I drop down and then I bouncer, which is probably the play that I should have made. So now we're ahead. Now I can look back. Don't want to fight that guy. He's already kind of doing his thing. Look back at this guy. Boom, easy kill. Those are some nice mats that I'm going to grab. And then close that up. Grab so many mats, which is a huge refresh for me. Wait for zone, and it pulls straight ahead south. So what am I going to do? I have 2 bouncers left. So immediate instinct, bouncer. Bouncering ahead. I'm ahead of everybody. Not even paying attention to height right now. I'm just trying to tarp, stay ahead. I dropped a layer, which probably, I don't know. The reason I think I dropped a layer is because I didn't want to get contested by height or get sprayed by height. I think that's why I dropped, which to be honest isn't really a bad play in my opinion. It didn't really do anything to me here. So I'm just staying ahead, following the zone exactly where I need to be, and we're in. So now look under, hit that guy 57. I probably could have reacted and edited that quicker. I probably could have cracked him or maybe even gotten a kill if I reacted a little bit quicker. Take his wall. So now zone pulls back, and I'm an idiot for this. I probably could have won this game if I just stayed in my tarp, right? Like the first thing I think of is, oh, just follow my tarp back. It literally takes me to where I need to be, right? But what I do is I block this off and then I look under me for a kill, which isn't really the worst idea in the world. Like it's really not like it, but I fumble the bag so hard here. So I'm sitting here, I put a cone there so nobody can build. And what I do here is I choke. I hit this guy for 25. I crack him. And he jumps up. I'm 7 HP now. Hits me the hardest tack shot on the planet. And then I hit him for 45 white. And then he jumps up and hits me again and I'm dead. And I wasn't able to reset that wall because I had already placed a wall and I wasn't resetting. So then I die at number 4. And I probably could have easily just followed my tarp and probably ended up winning the game. I still had so many mats. What? So that's a mistake. I got greedy for a kill when placement is so much bigger than kill points in this tournament. So I should have paid attention to that. I should have went for the win instead of for that kill. So yeah, I mean, now we know. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. I know I did. I'm constantly making mistakes that I always look back at and try to, you know, improve on, especially in solos. In solos, I make so many mistakes. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and I'll see you guys later. It's been your boy Kiwiz and I'm out. Peace.